Welcome back, everyone, to the Waco Annual Charity Open. We have the feature card of the first day at the Brazos East Park. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Luke Humphries to give you the breakdown.
Yes, man, we're at the Beast here in Waco. The back nine, mostly wooded before we pop out into the open to finish it up. We've got Heather Young playing some pretty good golf, and the other three falling behind the pace a little bit.
And a few other ladies from other cards are playing really well. We've seen Evelina, Missy Gannon, and Rebecca Cox shooting some under par front nines.
Yeah, Evelina is getting a bunch of birdies on this course so far. Interested to see what she can do with this back nine.
On to hole 10, 491 feet, par 4. The first shot is pretty much a distance shot for most of the players, trying to get past those middle trees out to where that mower is, leaving themselves about 200 feet to a plateaued green with trees all around it and bushes on the backside and the right side that are going to make putts very tough if they don't land near the basket on the second shot.
Yeah, any approach going long is going to have a tricky comebacker. It's imperative that these ladies stay in the fairway on this shot. Anything that gets wayward creates a really tricky approach.
What a beautiful flip up from Cat.
Oh
Just
my
kept
goodness.
flipping all the way to that right side.
I mean, that's like 430 feet probably. It looked like she was just outside circle 2. Well done from her. And great footage from GK. That was awesome to see that disc flying right at the camera.
Heather wanted more turn on that. Ends up on the right side.
Yeah, maybe a foot issue there. She seemed to look down right after she threw it.
Mm-hmm.
Got that Tree Love Chameleon on Lisa's hat. That's awesome.
Lisa also looking to flex it to the right side, and left side is also rough. But she gets a decent little kick, so
That
she's not
is.
going to be... it slopes down there into a bunch of trees on that left side.
Oh, it's an abyss down there. You do not want to be there.
Paige doesn't like the release. Definitely wanted it lower with more Anheuser.
Yeah.
And she's going to be over by Heather. Heather's still got over 300 feet here.
Straddle out forehand from her.
Good placement, though. Really good.
When she gets in trouble, she controls her way back to the fairway, and she's playing golf. It's fun to see.
Paige throwing her banger. Right side of that tree. I don't know whether she was trying. I think she was trying to go up the middle there.
Yeah, maybe 2 slight pulls from her. That tree that she hit is the one to miss. Super bushy, super wiry, does not allow anything to come through it.
Lisa with an extreme hyzer gets caught up in the right side. Also going to be tough to get out. Paige for her with her third shot, trying to put it under the basket. Goes deep, exactly where you don't want to be. It's going to be tough to navigate those bushes to get her par putt in the basket. Cat with a beautiful drive, lays it up. Perfect. Little tiny putt there, but shouldn't be a problem.
That's how it's done.
And Heather's also scrambling. Sits it. Oh, ting. Hits the pin. That'll be a nice drop in.
That's what you want.
Lisa pitching out on her third shot, lays it up.
That's smart.
Now Paige to save her par.
Look at that little gap. Looks like she's looking through.
Oh.
It's just tough back there. Get yourself in trouble if you go 20 feet long, and she looked to be about 30 feet long.
Cat with an easy birdie.
Wow, that was so easy.
Off
textbook.
that tee shot,
Yeah.
certainly. I want to be her doubles partner out here.
Yeah. This one played as the 10th most difficult at a 4.14 average for these ladies. So there was a number of 7 specifically getting their birdie on this hole.
This is a great hole.
Big round of applause for our 2019 Pro Tour champion, Catrina Allen.
On to hole 11, par 3, 279. Probably playing more like 310. Really, really tight gap. The left side and the right side are really rough. I would say the left side's more difficult. This plateaued green, again, any shots that landing near the basket have the potential to roll away into bushes where you don't have a look at the pin.
Yep, exactly. Lots of tricky putts to be had on this green, either uphill or if you end up right, it's just a death putt.
Cat a little early right, but gets out into the open. She'll have a tricky approach, but definitely still be able to scramble for her par. The right side of the green is way more open. However, you do have that death putt.
Yeah, and it's just a little tricky to access. You've got to go right of the big tree you see up there.
Heather getting a kick to the left.
I like the way that she played that, though. It was low. Skipping up to the base is probably what she was going for. Just caught a tree. Leaves
Yeah,
her
less
about-
chance if you hit a tree to kick really far into the woods.
Exactly. Less opportunity for redirect.
Lisa a little high,
Yeah.
trailing off into the left woods. These are not where they want to be. Let's see if Paige can put a move on this.
She's got mid-range in her hand.
Mm.
I feel like that was maybe 3 grip blocks in a row from her.
This is very uncharacteristic of the player that shot 1,000 rated golf 2 weeks ago and
Yeah.
also current world champion.
Yeah, agreed.
But she's also, because of that, I know she's going to pick it up here in a little while.
Sit.
Cat in not a great position.
Yeah, interesting that she goes low there and not high trying to access that spot. Paige just a little frustrated at the moment, looking to get things back on track.
Heather with the layup.
Lisa doing the same. There are putts to be had from in there, but it looks like hers was just too impeded to run.
Looks like Cat has a look.
This is 24 feet up the hill. This would be a great putt.
There it is. That's
Well
a
done from
great
her.
shot. Paige with a bit of a comebacker here. Just a bit, though. Actually, that's a tap in.
Should be. There it is. 6th hardest hole on the course. Playing over a half stroke over par for these ladies. It's just a tricky hole. Lots of trees in the fairway and then that undulating green.
Yeah, that green is tricky. I've seen so many people run the putt from inside the circle, hit the cage, roll away, have no putt on their second shot.
Exactly.
It is just, it's almost like there's OB down there, even though there's not.
Shout out to Evelina for getting the lone birdie on that one.
On to hole 12, par 4, 609 feet. Also one of the hardest holes on the course. And also they changed the par on this last year. Used to be a par 5. The first shot, you want to go left to right, but still manage the fade into the fairway. The next shot is also moving left to right, but it has to be a pushing hyzer, a lefty hyzer, to get up into this plateau you see, and then still navigate these several trees on the green. This one is really tough,
Coming in
all accounts.
the hardest hole on the course.
The sidearm play, I prefer the sidearm play, but you have to manage the fade to the right side because you're out of position if you end up on the right side of the green or on the fairway.
Yep, exactly.
She'll be all right there, but not going to have really much of a look to get a birdie.
Yeah, like you said, more of an understable disc on a hyzer that doesn't get all the way up is the play. I didn't see that disc, but turned out great.
Yeah, that's a great position. Lisa also with the sidearm. Pulls it a little left.
A pretty good kick considering if you go left with that kick, it is double
There's
bogey land.
A lot of bad places on this course, on this hole.
Paige forehanding a raptor inside.
Some high shrubbery, just going to push her right. She's going to be in the right rough. Lisa now just trying to get around the corner and land in the fairway.
Yeah,
She's probably playing for bogey at this point.
fade out. Pinching yourself on that left side is no good either.
Paige having to pitch out. Good spot.
Yeah. Cat mid-range, looking to move herself up the fairway.
Whew. Right behind that tree. It's
Oh
going to
my
be tough.
goodness.
She's got to get all the way to the basket from that lie, which is probably at least 300 feet.
Inside from Paige, Looking to push. It doesn't, but I think she'll be able to get up and down from there. It just depends on where that disc ended up. Hopefully it didn't kick too far right.
Heather with the opportunity for a clean par.
Playing it wide.
So there's a tree down right there where she landed, so she's going to have to navigate something really odd to get up and over that tree or around that tree in order to get the basket for par. Lisa, that's a good position.
Yeah.
Should be able to get up and down there.
Yep.
Kat with her third shot, she's trying to get to the basket here to try to get a par, and she's got herself an opportunity.
Well done from there. To get into circle one or right beside it from there is a fantastic shot.
Heather navigating around that down bush pretty well.
Yeah.
If I know her inside the circle putting, she's going to make that one.
Yeah, she stayed inside herself on that one.
Paige with a thumber. I've never seen her throw a thumber.
It must have been a bad spot.
That bush. That bush is really bad. I'm kind of surprised they didn't take it out, honestly.
I have to talk to Ryan Draper about that one.
Although the course does look beautiful, as usual, the Waco crew puts in a ton of work to clean this place up and make it championship level.
For
and
sure.
I'm always happy to be here.
Yep, as good as it's ever looked, in my opinion. Cat just outside the circle.
For par. We're just going to see a whole handful of bogeys here.
Yeah, if she can hit this putt. Paige continuing to struggle just a little bit off the top high.
Now Heather for the par.
There were no birdies on this hole in the FPO field. There was a 9, an 8, 2 7s, and like 12 6s. This hole played incredibly tough.
I'm thinking this might still be a par 5 for the women.
Yeah, I played at 5.68.
Okay, well then, yeah, it's a par 5.
Over a stroke and a half over par.
You heard it now, folks. It is a par 5. Yeah, my whole card went double bogey or worse.
Yep, looks like a lot of the field was doing it. Just a tough hole.
Yeah, wow.
And you see Evelina continuing to push 4 under through 15 holes. Really great start to her Pro Tour event.
Heather right there, though. We're getting to watch all of that right here.
Yeah.
Hole 13 is a par 4, 555 feet, very birdieable hole. Most players are going to throw the gut shot that's going to fade to the left with a righty backhand. There is also a lefty line if you want to throw a hyzer. You can get out into the fairway, leaving yourself about 300 feet, 275, to a green that's guarded by a cedar tree on the entry of it, plus you have OB all around it. So tricky approach, but we're able to tailwind out here. This should be a successful hole for a lot of players. See Heather taking that lefty hyzer route.
Taking the Mando out of play.
And she's leaving herself about 300 feet. So she probably doesn't quite have access to the birdie here, but she's got a safe play for par.
Just not messing with the Mando at all. We go from the hardest hole on the course to the easiest hole on the course. So the ladies are looking to attack here.
Kat puts it way out there. She'll only have a couple hundred, probably 250 to the pin from there.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Lisa also taking the gut shot.
Just needs to miss that tree, and it does. Well done from her.
See if Paige can dial in her stroke right now. That looked very Paige.
It did.
There it is. Chopping off a lot of distance. Actually, that's a good tree kick. She'll have a really birdieable opportunity here. You kind of see that cedar tree that Heather had to get under, but then flex it a little too left, hits a tree, leaves herself pretty far outside the circle.
I'd say that cedar tree is the main obstacle for approaches coming in. Just either got to go low ceiling or wide.
Lisa sneaks by it, leaves her at the edge of the circle.
Pretty well done from her.
Very makeable for Lisa. Kat, pretty far to the left side, actually takes the cedar tree out of play. Maybe we should be throwing that big hyzer.
Yeah, I like the forehand out wide. What are you playing on here, sir?
Well, I planned to play the gut shot, but I threw the hyzer today
Right
on this round.
Right
So kind of chickened out. I wasn't throwing my fairways very good. Heather on her third shot, trying to just put it under the pin. Which she does. Oh, hits the pole again.
Well done.
Cat for birdie. And Lisa for birdie. Tailwind is just kind of messing with everybody.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. Typically see Lisa draw a medal at least from there.
Now Paige for her birdie. See if she can turn this round around.
Yeah, that would be a great bounce back after the last couple holes.
There we go. Not about the setback, it's about the comeback.
Good for her. 6 ladies were able to get the birdie on this out of the 28 that played it.
I like this hole. I don't usually get it, unfortunately, and I'm like, why am I not getting this hole?
It is a good one, though.
But I think it plays really well for the ladies.
Yeah.
Couple spectators out here, had quite a few out there watching the ladies today.
How are you liking playing later tee times?
I love it, actually. I didn't think I would, but I do love it now that I've done it.
Yeah.
On to hole 14, 303 feet. This has a triple mando with that Zuka banner. Thank you, Zuka, for all the support this year. There's an OB on the left and then OB on the right, which gets a little bit closer to the basket as you get close to the basket. A lot of players are going to want to throw a left to right shot, but you can also throw the right-hand side with a flexing shot that pushes to the basket, basically like what Paige just did.
That's nice. Yeah, there's the route that we're going to see Heather hit right here. A lot of people forehand this route. She'll be lefty hyzering it. Looks like a D1 out of her.
Pulled it a little left, and she won't have a look at birdie, but should be a standard par approach.
Yeah, you see a lot of people kick off that tree and go out of bounds, so fortunate to not have that happen to her. Cat looking at the straight mid-range route. Wow. Fade a little bit.
That looks good. Leaving her a little putt downhill.
Yeah, well played from her.
Lisa also going with the backhand route. I kind of expect her to throw a sidearm here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is in her wheelhouse.
Yeah, just maybe what she's feeling comfortable with at the moment.
Paige a little farther out than she wants.
But safe and putting. It's a really sticky green. This is some of the stickiest grass on the course, I think.
Heather just putting it under the pin. Hits the pole again.
Wow. She's making it easy.
Her approaches are just on the money.
Keeping the stress level down. Something to be said for that.
Yeah, right? The less times you have to put yourself in a putting situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat for birdie. No problem.
Well done from her. Paige is going to look to follow up on that birdie.
There we go. 2 in a row from Paige, finding her stride.
Yeah, this is the second easiest hole on the course for the FPO field, playing just under par at a 2.93 click. Nice stick from Lisa. 7 ladies were able to get the birdie on this hole. Exactly 25% of the field.
On to hole 15, par 4, 558 feet. Typically, you have OB on the left and you have OB on the right and OB deep of the basket. The first shot, you're trying to get over that gully into the open area. Second shot, kind of navigating those electrical boxes and such.
Mm-hmm.
First shot, 300 feet. Second shot, 250. Pretty standard and very birdieable.
For sure. Ladies looking to attack on this one.
This one gets a little tricky with a headwind, but today we have a tailwind. So we're going to worry that the disc may go out of bounds on the left side, but you don't have to worry about turning it over the fence on the right side.
Cat just throwing a mid-range.
Wow. That kind of surprises me.
It does me as well.
At least a fairway, I would expect.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a kind of tricky position she's put herself in. That ditch is very ditchy, very uphill.
Heather probably going over the road just a little bit. Or not. She's going to play the fairway the whole way. Ended up in the ditch. That's going to be tough to get to the basket from there.
Yeah, probably a blind approach with the winds. You'd really just want to be past it if you could at all possible.
Looks like everybody's just throwing a little low in this tailwind. Except Lisa, which
Sit down.
she's got to hope it doesn't
Sit
go
down.
out of bounds. Ah.
It looked like the tailwind just stabled her up a little too much.
She did get full distance on that, so there is a chance she'll save her par.
You saw that awkward footing from Cat causes her to come up 50 or 60 short.
Heather will have the same opportunity here.
Well done from her. It has the distance. Doesn't really. It's hard to plant in that uphill and get all the power that you need.
Lisa for her third shot with that penalty.
Also needs to sit down.
Oh, electrical box. Oh, and it's rolled right behind it. Oh my gosh. She got to throw something weird to get around that. Paige with the super boom leaves herself only 150 feet.
It's like a zone approach.
And
from her.
she'll be cashing in that birdie. That'll be 3 in a row for her.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, look at this for Lisa. Oh, look at her.
Wow.
Oh, perfect.
Well played.
Heather for birdie.
Pretty good bid from her.
Yeah, it's a little tricky in this tailwind. If you run it past, then you've all of a sudden got this kind of raging headwind.
Mm-hmm. This hole played just over par, 4.07 for these ladies. There were a bunch of birdies on it though, so about 11 of the ladies were able to get the birdie on this one. Just shows that we've got a bunch of far throwing ladies in this field.
Tapping out the pars.
Coming to the last 3 holes, and this one is definitely coming up the most attackable of the 3.
Kind of see those spectators there at that junction as they're headed to this next hole. We had a lot of spectators out on Thursday. Unfortunately, the PDGA banned spectators for Friday.
Yeah, for Friday's round due to the coronavirus.
Or fortunately, maybe it's fortunate. I'm not sure.
It depends on how you shoot.
Hole 16, 609 feet, full distance shot off the tee, and then depending on where you land, you're going to have a tricky approach. There's a lot of trees in the way, and they've moved this basket back just a little ways to make it a tiny bit harder, a little
Yeah.
closer to the OB.
I'd say that just the 30 feet moved back adds a quarter of a stroke, maybe half a stroke. It just makes it a little more difficult for sure.
Paige leaving herself, 200 feet. So she threw that 400 feet off the tee at least. Cat also with that same potential. Oh, and I think she did it. A little further out.
Yeah.
She'll have maybe 270.
Which side of the fairway are you trying to land on, Sarah?
I actually like the left side. It seems that for my shot, for a sidearm shot or a lefty shot, gives me a better opening to the green. But, you really can go either direction.
Yeah.
I think the right side ends up, you kind of that sidewalk comes into play, and there's those 3 or 4 other trees that you have to navigate through to get to the pin. Whereas the left side, there's only like one big tree in the way.
Yeah, I think that's great analysis.
Lisa, a little low, way right. She had a lot of work here to get that birdie. And Heather from about 300 feet still.
Just looks to be playing her game.
Yep, up the middle. There's a dog in the fairway there.
Yeah.
Hopefully it didn't pick up her disc. Lisa trying to navigate those tricky trees. Leaves her outside circle 2.
Yeah, she'll have about 90 feet left. And Cat from that position that you spoke about.
Throwing the sidearm, misses it a little bit.
Looks like she caught a tree, left her about 60 feet. Paige with her banger.
Standard approach here. As long as she misses this tree, which she did. Oh, that was like an inch. Did that tree move? I think it did.
Paige looks to be getting back on track after a bit of a slow front nine. This will be
Heather with a standard approach. Let's see if she can stick the landing like she has all day. And I would say that counts.
it's like the furthest her putter's been on one of those approaches, and it's 6 feet away.
Lisa for her birdie, just probably putting it under the basket. Leaves it a little deep. This shouldn't be a problem.
With the tailwind, you'd really prefer to be short of this basket. All the ladies here are fine, but the second that you're 15, 20 feet long of this basket, you're left with a tricky comebacker into that headwind.
I think I took my full 30 seconds on my 12-footer from deep.
Yeah, it's no joke.
uh,
You've got to expose the flight plate to the wind with this uphill basket, this raised basket. And it makes for tough putting. No problem for these ladies. Moving on to one of the toughest holes on the course, Sarah. What are you doing here?
Hole 17, par 4, 530. You're trying to get up to this mouth, right about here. And then you have a tricky turnover or sidearm to a green with OB everywhere. And there is a headwind off the tee and a crosswind, a left to right crosswind on your second shot, assuming you make the corner. So first shot's a bit of placement. Second shot is scary. Paige throwing her mid. I think she's a little shorter than she may want it to be.
Yeah, agreed. You really want to be pin high with the trees on the top of that hill.
Kat also with a mid throwing it way outside her line. She is not going to be happy with that.
Wow, that looked to have gone OB pretty early.
Yeah.
Most likely only moving up 40, 50 feet with that.
Heather with a distance driver trying to get up to those trees right at the top of that hill.
Great hole to be a lefty on.
Yes. Looks like she's in good position.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa with the sidearm. I was wondering when she was going to bust this out.
Yeah, she's got such a good one.
Yep, that looks good.
Yeah, push. Nicely done from her.
Kat,
Wow, yeah.
position. It's got to be a position shot here.
Mm-hmm. She might be throwing again.
Now she's going to go to her flippy mid. Try to get a slow turn around that corner.
And no roll, no cut roll. Okay, well done.
She's managing it.
Anytime you go OB early on this hole, it's so easy to try to get too much on one of your next shots. And she looks to be playing it very smartly.
Heather in good position. Throws a flat shot up the left side. Man, is she going to park? Oh, short, but she got to look.
She's got to look. That's fantastic.
That's a great spot to be on your third shot, for your third shot.
Paige throwing the same disc she threw off the tee.
Slow turning. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
She cut it a little inside and got a really, I hope they can get that back.
As bad of a kick as you can get right there.
Lisa going sidearm. Also hits that shrubbery, but stays in bounds.
Yeah, that's the advantage of throwing a forehand on that shot.
Paige with a nice approach.
Yeah, well done from a side hill lie.
Nice recovery.
Yeah, that's where you want to put that shot.
Kat just laying this up. Gonna get out of this hole real quick.
And Heather, we'll see how aggressive she's trying to get.
With the birdie opportunity, she's got a crosswind that's not great for her putt. Yeah.
You can see that crosswind catch the flight plate of that disc and move it to the right. We only had 2 birdies on this hole. 2 fantastic birdies. Christina Lincecum and Kona Panis grabbing the 3 on this hole.
Christina, a lefty, has a clear advantage.
It did play as the 4th hardest hole on the course at 3/4 of a stroke over par.
See the beautiful river in the background. This is a really fun hole, even though it plays so difficult.
Right.
I really like this hole. I mean, I guess I would as a sidearm player.
It's definitely got teeth, but beauty as well.
And they have us playing from a shorter tee here than the men, so it allows the women to actually get to the corner and attack the green on their second shot, whereas from the men's tee in the past, most of the women are chipping around the corner and then throwing approach and not having any birdie opportunity. So I love the fact that they gave us that short tee there.
Agreed.
And for the final hole, 18, par 3, 468 feet across the water. Most of the players are going to throw to the left fairway and then pitch across the water. Well, not really a pitch, throw it a fairway across the water to try to get close to the basket and tap in a par 3. We will probably see Paige Pierce go for the basket off the tee, but she's one of the few that has the distance to get there. This used to be a par 4. In past years, now they have decided it was too easy as a par 4. Thank you, Simon. And Heather with a beautiful sidearm.
Very controlled.
Very smart move, and she's even on the flat side of that slope. I'll leave her about 230 feet. Lisa Heiser, a little low. With that, they do have a raging headwind right now.
Yes, that's what I was going to mention. It is a headwind. They want to make sure they're not turning it over into the water. And Lisa's going to have a little more than she wanted, most likely, into the green, something around 300.
Kat also playing the Heiser.
Sit.
And get the roll back in.
Get the kick. Couldn't tell.
Nope, couldn't tell.
Most of the time, it doesn't kick you back in bounds, though. So I'd assume she's out of bounds right there.
Paige going over the water. Looking good. Settles there outside circle 2.
Wow, great play from her.
That makes that second shot quite a bit easier.
It does.
Lisa, this is really far. This is 350.
Oh, no. Definitely need a turn.
Gonzo.
She'll be moving up about 40 feet. And needing to play that approach again.
Heather, a lot of Heiser there. But maybe it's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. With the new pin placement here, closer to the water, it just makes any putt coming back towards the water really tricky.
Kat throwing her third, assuming she was out of bounds.
Oh,
and
wow.
Perfect.
Well played. That's really what you want to do. Throw it into the hill, skip it up to the basket.
Lisa now throwing her fourth with that penalty from about 250. And leaves herself a putt.
Tricky putt. Not the one you want.
Paige from 60, 70 feet. I think she was running that.
I think, yeah.
I mean, it looked like a layup, but I think she was trying to run that. Lisa.
Get it.
That's a way to finish.
Yeah, great way to end your round, especially with an OB stroke. Great putt from Lisa.
If you go OB here, there's really no chance to save that par. Heather, that's the first putt she has missed inside the circle.
And it was a tricky one for sure. That'll put her back to even on the round, which is still fantastic. And should be lead card for day 2.
Yeah, in fact, I think Heather's the only player we're going to see on the lead card from the feature card, which, you know, Kat defending champion, Paige, Crusher, world champion.
Yeah, surprising for sure.
Yeah, and then Lisa, the local favorite. So a lot of work to do for those 3 girls. Heather on the lead card. You get to watch her tomorrow on moving day. We'll see who's really in the finals on... Oh!
We're just getting word. Day 2 of this round of this tournament is going to be the final round. So we're playing a 2-round tournament, not a 3.
Wow, coronavirus. Well, it's serious, folks.
It's real. Hope everybody stays safe out there. Thanks for joining us for the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy.